I'm Elle. I'm the Keystone Stitcher. Welcome or welcome back. Today is October 30th. I got the month right. 2024, and I'm here for my next update. But before I get into the WIP update, I have two giveaway winners to announce. So, in order to help Jody at UnconventionalXStitch after she lost so much in her home fire, I purchased two charts for myself, and I decided to purchase two charts to give away to you. So I asked you to use the word chart in your comment, and I spun a wheel, it's a website that randomly picks a winner. And the winner, the first one is Jessica. I hope I don't butcher anybody's names. Majewski. Jessica said she would like to stitch Children of the Forest with me. So Jessica, I'll have my details down below, both my Instagram and my email. You can reach out to me and let me know where to email your chart to. The second one, Marianne, I apologize if I mess up your name. Marianne Etses Passions, and she wanted to stitch Succubus, which is absolutely amazing. So again, Marianne and Jessica, I will have my email and Instagram down below. Contact me and let me know where to send your chart. Now, if you would like to join, I'm looking at my notes so I get this right. If you would like to join in for a chance to win a project bag from Kaylee 10 Stitch, I'll put her name up here. On Instagram, she has 5 winners that are going to be drawn. I believe it's the 5th, or you have till after the 5th? It's either the 4th or the 5th. It's the day of the fire, a month after. And there will be a project bag and gift cards to UnconventionalXStitch. The value will be between $20 and $75. So if you get your chart started and you post a picture, go to Kaylee 10 Stitch on Instagram for directions on how to enter the giveaway. It's not real complicated, but let's just do it right. So that means you can now enter for more chances. Okay, so congratulations, Jessica and Marianne. All right, finally, let's see. My WIPs. I have several page finishes. I think I have 3 page finishes this last 2 weeks, and I had a couple in the first 2 weeks. So Dark October's been very good for me. I also have, I think, 6 projects that I worked on, and then some new stuff I'm going to show you. And I will do my disclaimer now so that you're not wondering as I am showing my projects. I stitch on predominantly 18 or 20 count, usually aida. If it's anything other, I'll let you know. Occasionally I will stitch on 16 count, and almost everything that I stitch on is Zweigart. And I always stitch 2/1 unless in the chart it has various, like a dimensions, you have various flosses. So that's kind of my disclaimer. If I forget to tell you, I will have everything in the description box if you do want to know. I'll have the chart, the artist, the company I bought it from, if it's available. There's one here that I sadly have to tell you is no longer available. So I'm going to do this in the order in which I spun to work on these in the last 2 weeks. So the first one is Broken Wings. The last name of the artist is Guerrero, Enys Guerrero. This is charted by Thread Geeks, and I completed in the entire month of October 1,286 stitches. I was at 0.48% when you first saw it. This was a new start this month. I'm now at 1.42%. So I just continued working out here. I just had a little bit down here, and then I just started spreading out. And I didn't work on this very long because even though it fit my definition for Dark October stitching with her wings broken off and there's blood, and I'm working in all these light colors, whites and creams, and it just didn't feel like Dark October. So I did put it away. But here is where it was when you last saw it. And this is a 20 count aida that I dyed myself. And yeah, it's Zweigart as usual. So that was the first one. The next one that I spun was a restart, and this is Masquerade. The artwork is by Christopher Lovell. It's charted by UnconventionalXStitch. You're going to hear that a lot. I love Jody's charts. This is on a 16 count that I dyed myself because I had tried it on 20 and it was just a mess. I couldn't get the needle in. There's just too much confetti. And so here is where I am. And I am not stitching the background. So that's, I got all the outlining done. So there's no before on this because obviously this is a restart. I'm now at 1.50%. So that's where that one is. I need places to put everything. Okay, I'll just put it over there. Okay, the next one is life support. This one was finally spun. I did include this on my Dark October. I had a hair on me, sorry. On my Dark October. But when it was spun, I filled in all these leaves. And I'm not sure if the light, can you see that? So the leaves, the background that I'm filling in is 310. And then the leaves were done in 939 and 3371. But I also worked on this for football stitching. So I'm down there. Let me see if I can pull this back. There we go. So I've now completed all of the black and the 3371 and the 939 on pages 2, 3, 6, and 9. I then on 9, if I get this right here, there's 890 coming in. So I added some green. This is page 8. I'm just working on the black. I haven't finished that. And then this section right here is page 12. So I'm just over halfway to the bottom. So this is going to be a very long one. And let me see, let me put in where I was last time you saw it. And while I do that, let me get my notes. And this one is now at 21.36%. This is on a 20 count Aquarius that I purchased from Color and Cotton. This is a design. The artwork is by Giuseppe Miconi, and it was charted by Megan at StitchingMoonDesigns on Etsy. And yeah, so I have 2 of Giuseppe's pieces on the go now. And I think Megan is charting another one that I just love, so I'm going to have to add that to my ever-growing list of Giuseppe's artwork. So more on that when she has time to chart. Okay, so then the next one was Death in the Garden. This is artwork by Megan Majewski. It is charted by Jody at UnconventionalXStitch. And I'm doing this on 18 count Very Light Pewter by Zweigart. And the first half of this month when it was spun, I did this, and I came down and worked a little bit on this one, and now I finished that page. So I'm getting into the flower that's growing out of her eye socket. So let me put in a close-up of just this page, and you can see how that looks now. So this is now at 18.95%. And doing this page, I'll come down and do this page next. And what really, the page, I think it's directly right in about here is where I'm going to start coming into her eye. So that'll be fun. Coming in, no, her eyes. Anyway, I'm going to start coming into her face here real soon. But that's where that is. And I'm doing this diagonal page, just starting from the top right, working down to the bottom left. Okay, so that's Death in the Garden. The next one, I haven't completed what I was working on this yet. I'll finish it off tonight. But this is Eyes of the Forest. The artwork is by Inna Baidenko. It was sold by mybobbin.com. I just found out it is no longer carried by mybobbin.com. I did a search. I searched for the artist artwork to see what else she had charted. She has a lot of other things charted. There are other websites that carry her charts, but this one is not one yet that's available. So I'm sorry, but this one, I don't know where to tell you to find it. So all I've really done is I was working the blend. So this is one that I'm working. Once I got this part of the face to work over to this eye, I wanted to see the eye. Then I decided to start working this color completion. So I am picking the color that has the most stitches and working that color until it's done, which has been really beneficial for me because this chart uses a lot of blends, and this way I'm not starting a blend and then trying to figure out what to do with it. And so what I did is I filled in all of a blend, which is 310 and 939 up here, and I'll put a picture over here to show you the difference. It's not a whole lot, but that's where I worked. And then I came down here, and this section right here, I did the same blend. So this is 939 and 310. And I need to come down here and fill in this section. So I have 485 stitches to go. I'll put a picture in so you can see where that is now. But there's 485 stitches of that blend just in this section right here. I will finish that this evening, and then I've already spun to know what I will work on tomorrow, and I will show you that now. So the next one, oh no, I won't show you that now because I put this in the wrong order. I have one other project that I worked on, and this one I had 2 page finishes. And I folded it up so it's easier to show you. I worked on this page right here. This is, oh, I didn't even tell you. This is Strength. The artwork is by Nicolee Payne, and it's charted by UnconventionalXStitch. I'm doing this on 18 count Very Light Pewter by Zweigart. And now I can show you. So I worked on this page right here. This one's done. And I'll show you before and after of that page. Let me bring it in closer. And then I didn't have that much to do on that page. So the same day I came down, I worked on this page. Now this is just a partial page at the end, and I completed that page. And that was nice because that had a lot of dark colors in it, so it really felt like the dark October stitching. And you can see there's a before. So let me open this up and see if I can show you where the whole thing is. It's rather large. And this is the project I kind of shared on Instagram with someone. This is the project that I intend to finish next year. So this will be my focus on a finish. I can't get this on the board, it's too big. I'm currently at 30, what am I at? I'm at 32.24% on this. And all right, let me just hurry and put the clips on so I can hold this up. Now this one, oh, this is the one I'm getting to the eye on. Okay, hold on. So here's where, nope. There's a little bit more at the bottom there, but here's basically where she is. And let's see if I remember. I think it's this page right here is where I will get to her eye. So we'll finally get out of her head wrap a little bit. I have now reached the bottom. I'm doing this one also now diagonal from upper right to lower left. I reached the lower left on that page. So I will come back up here and the next page will be this. But this is getting put away for now. Having those 2 page finishes this week, that was nice. And that's kind of a good stopping point for now. And so I'm not sure when that will come back out. Now I spun to see what else I would be working on. And I have spun one for Sorrow. The artwork is by Stephanie Poimonois. I was looking to see if I wrote down the percentage. This was charted by Heaven Earth Designs. This is only one of 2 charts that I'm working on from Heaven and Earth. And this is at 14.23%. So this is where this is now. I'm not sure. I think there's still some dark colors down here. I forgot to look at the chart again, but I do think there's more dark colors on the underside of the body there. This is now my oldest piece. I started this on my birthday, which falls between Christmas and New Year's, so December of 2020. This is pretty much considered a new start for 2021. But this is my oldest, and at 14%, this is way behind. So I would like to get some more done on this, so I'm glad this was fun. Okay, so before we go into plans, you know what, let me set back up here real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have one other thing before, as I was sitting up here, I realized one more thing before I get into the plans. I want to tell you about a new Flosstuber that I just encountered and watched. Her name is Julia. She is UA Stitchery. She's from Ukraine. She started her Flosstube channel, she says, because she wanted to show us that there's more about Ukraine than just what we hear on the news. And if you know, you know. Julia stitches on a lot of things, and she wants to bring our attention to a lot of the designs that Ukrainian designers are creating. She doesn't, I haven't seen her stitch anything prim. She does a lot of full coverage, a lot of big projects. But the one that I was most impressed with, and the reason I really had to bring her to your attention, is she has a large full coverage that she has converted. Now, I've heard people say, you know what, I love this large full coverage, but I didn't want to take me years, so I bought it in diamond painting, and I can get that done a lot sooner. She went the opposite direction. She has converted an entire full coverage, and if you are a cat lover, I will tell you it is a cat, into beads. I had to stop the video and get up close and look, and she truly is, there is no cross stitch. She is truly beading this. Every single, what would be stitch is now a bead. It is amazing, and I don't like beading enough to ever consider doing something like that, but I can't wait to watch her progress. She did say it's getting very heavy. So again, her name is Julia. She is UA Stitchery. I will put it on the screen. I will also put it down below and link her so that you can go and check her out. She only has 2 videos. The first one, she shows you a wide variety to give you a taste of what she likes to stitch. And that's where she first showed her beaded full coverage piece. And so then the second one, she hasn't worked on it recently, but I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, let's talk about my November plans. First of all, let me get this one. See, I thought I was set up, I'm not. I am going to start Children of the Forest. You know what, I didn't write down the artist. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Anyway, this is charted by UnconventionalXStitch. This is the project that I'm starting to participate in Kaylee's raffle giveaway on Instagram. I dyed a piece of fabric because there's a lot of light color, so I just did this in a light charcoal because I'm not stitching white. I've learned my lesson. I'm not stitching white. Now, I have to tell you something about this fabric. This fabric, I have told you several times that I stitch on Zweigart, but I also will purchase a aida that's called Caydo, C-A-Y-D-O, off of Amazon. I will never buy it again. So this is Caydo, and you can see it's not too bad now. Here's what it came like. This is the other half. Now, I've already opened this up in order to cut my fabric, but let me show you. I could have sworn, I'm thinking they have to have some sort of, now see, here's an end, and I can take that end and I can shake it and nothing is going to happen. This is so rigid. I guess if you stitched in hand, it might be okay, because you wouldn't need a hoop on this. This fabric is not going anywhere. You can't bend this. See here, you can barely bend it. I can't roll it. I can kind of bend it, but I can't roll it. Yeah, I will never buy this again. It still said it was Caydo. It was still the company I bought it from. But no, I don't, unless you really like, and even if you stitched in hand, how would you roll this up to work? Anyway, I cut it. for this, and you can see this is very soft. It's wrinkled because I air dried it. But this is easy to roll. And you may ask, how did I do that? Well, once I cut the piece I needed for Children of the Forest, I soaked this in a mixture 50-50, so equal parts of white vinegar and hot water. And as soon as I started manipulating the fabric in the mixture, the whole fabric, the water got real cloudy, and so I knew it was getting all that sizing or starch or whatever they have on it. So if you have a piece like this and you don't know what to do, if you do want to soften it up, you can do that. White vinegar is a softener. You can put white vinegar in your washing machine, use it as a rinse cycle, and you won't need to have fabric softener because it does soften things. So I didn't want to put it in the machine. I didn't want to put it in the dryer, but I got this on my hoop. There we go. But that is my fabric now, and now I can work with it. But yeah, beware, because I've told you before, it was wonderful fabric. They changed. So beware and be cautious. Okay, so plans. I'm starting that. That was kind of a tangent, sorry. So I'm starting that. I also have 2 ornaments that I need to start. These need to be started and finished before Thanksgiving. I always give my grandchildren an ornament on Thanksgiving. So my granddaughter's into anime, so she'll get this. And my grandson's into Pokemon, and so he'll get this one. So those ones, I'll probably work on them on a weekend. I figure a weekend for both because they're so small. We'll be fine. I will continue working on life support. I think you've seen it. So I will continue working on life support. That will be, it'll come out when I'm in front of the TV watching football. I don't plan on putting much more time into that other than that at this point. I then would like to add another color on Eyes of the Forest. So the next color is also a blend, and it's $3.10 and $37.99. So at some point in November, that will come out, and that has 22 or 2,300 stitches. So I'll bring that out. I also would like to finish the page on Masquerade because this too was started in February of 2021, and this is the 3rd attempt. So this should be a lot further on. So at least get this page finished before the end of the year would feel good. So I have that. I then would like to finish, if possible, a page finish on, let me tell you, this is my other piece by Giuseppe Miconi, charted by StitchingMoonDesigns. This is called Stone Expression. And I am currently at, I may not have put I'm somewhere around 30-some%. But, so here's what I have. And I would really love to finish this page. So that would be a goal for the end of the year, and that should come out from time to time. The other one that I have is, let's do this one next. This is Only the Lonely. This is another unconventional X-Stitch. This is on a 20 count even weave that I dyed myself. And this is a fabric by Zweigart. Okay, so then Only the Lonely, this is on 18 count. This is on Kato. This is on the soft one. So yeah, I didn't have to do anything to soften this. Let me bring this in. This is Only the Lonely. Artwork is by Adrian Borda. As I said, this is by UnconventionalXStitch. And I have this page done, but you can see there's a lot of missing stitches in that page. So a good stopping point for me would be to have that page done by the end of the year. The next one, and we've talked about this, is I would really like to get more progress on One for Sorrow. I don't have any real goals, but yeah, this has to start getting some work on it. And finally, I have Night Fairy. So this is Night Fairy. It's by Lenart. It's a pamphlet that you can purchase through Amazon. It used to be available as a kit, but it's no longer available that way. I am currently working on the wing on page 2. And I know everyone who works on this says this is so large. This is so large. And it's a good sized piece. This is on a 16 count unnamed Aida. It's an antique white. And this one here, when it's completed, it will measure 13 by 13. But if you look here, there's a lot of empty space. I think I can get this done by the end of the year. And that would be nice because then I will have, I predominantly work on full coverage. I like having 1 or 2 non-full coverage pieces, but I currently have 3. So if I finish this, that'll bring me back down to 2. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking, first of all, I'm thinking of mixing these up. So maybe take, only the lonely, finish that page on the tree. That could take a day or 2. And then do a day or 2 on Night Fairy. And then pick another project. Maybe it's Masquerade and finish that page. Or get close to it. Work on it for a day or 2. And then go back and do like 2 days on Night Fairy. I want to see how far I can get. Now, my stitching time is going to be much reduced because I have 2. One is a very massive project for me. One not so much. I have 2 requests to make for Christmas. The first one is a sewing project, and it's this. This is called Giga Torchwood. It is a character from the game Plants vs. Zombies. My grandson did a search, maybe 3 years ago for different characters he wanted, and he found this. It was, when he found it, it said it was on for sale on Etsy, but when you went to the link, it said no longer available. It doesn't tell me who the seller is, nothing like that, but he still really wants it. He's constantly searching to see if the seller is back and selling it. So I bought all the materials, and because there's no listing for this that you can read, I've had to figure out just how big I need to make it to get the details, and he's going to expect it to be identical to that. So I'm going to do as my best as I can. So there's that. The other that I have to work on is this Harry Potter crochet. This, a couple years ago, my youngest granddaughter asked me to teach her to crochet, and I did. I taught her a single stitch and a double stitch. I taught her how to turn it so she was working on something. And she really enjoys crochet. And she asked if she could get yarn for Christmas. That was her thing. That was her one thing. She wanted yarn so she could practice her new skill. And her mother spotted this kit. Now, there was enough materials to do 2 characters. There was enough to do Harry and Dobie. And so she came to my house one day and we sat down and we found out that this was way above her skill level. There are fancy stitches that even I had never done. And so we started with Dobie's head. She got that started. She got frustrated between the increases and the decreases. And so I talked to her mother and we decided that since she was frustrated, I would crochet Dobie and then she would stuff him. She would put the face on and she would sew it all together. Since then, she hasn't wanted to touch this. So whenever she comes over, she's not interested. She's still crocheting and she's making all kinds of things, but she is overwhelmed with this. So I bought all the materials to do all the characters in this book. And we have, let me show you some of these there. So we have Harry and Hedwig. And so the robe, they did not, well, they had the yarn to do Harry. They didn't have enough to do the robe, so I had to buy that as well. So there's Harry. And then we have, let me see here. There's also the wands you can make. So here's Harry without the robe. So that's Harry. I thought I'd go through and show you this. This is, let me see if I can find, this is by Thunderpress Bay. And the artwork, the designs are by Lucy Colin, C-O-L-I-N, Colin. And so that's Harry. I thought I'd show you in case you were interested. I know a lot of people are interested in Harry Potter. Here's Hermione. Hermione's hair is going to be, so here's her hair. And then we have Ron. And of course, there's his robe and then his scarf I have to make. And then we have Dobie, which we finished. We did Dobie. And, well, it doesn't show, but Dobie actually is holding a sock. So you have to also do the sock. And the sock is on his hand. So there's that, but it, for whatever reason, doesn't show you that in the picture. Oh, here it is. So here he has the sock. And then we have Hagrid. His hair is going to be interesting to do as well. This is quite elaborate. And then we have Norbert the Dragon. Let me see here. And what do we have? Did I miss one? Oh, then we have Albus Dumbledore. And we have, see, I'm going to be busy. We have McGonagall. We have Voldemort. He doesn't have hair. That's going to be fun. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. So just like cross stitch, I like to crochet, but I like to crochet big things. We have Snape. And so these little things drive me crazy, working with, you know, your little tiny. And so I've just been putting it off and putting it off. Okay, then we have Ginny Weasley. And then we have, I thought there was one more. We have Hedwig. I thought, there's the sorting hat. Somehow I missed the sorting hat. Oh, there it is. It was right after McGonagall. So then there's the sorting hat. And it's made so you can actually put it on the characters. So if you were to play with it, the sorting hat would fit. You can see it's on, I think, is that Ginny? Or is that Hermione? I think that's Hermione. So those are all the things I'm going to be crocheting this month. I'd like to have it done in November and just know it's done and I can put it away for Christmas. What I think I'm going to do is the morning hours when I would normally cross stitch. So I kind of have different times of the day. I'll stitch a little bit in the morning and I'll do some stuff. And I'll stitch in the afternoon and I'll do some stuff. And in the evening when I'm just tired, I'll curl up and I'll stitch until I'm ready to go to sleep. So, you know, about 9 o'clock or so, I'll start stitching again. I'm going to take those morning hours. I'm just going to kind of divide the day in half. So anything before dinner, so morning through, you know, late afternoon, I'm going to crochet. And then in the evening after dinner, when I sit down to work on things. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to crochet from morning until, it just means those hours of the day I'm going to pull out and work on the crochet or the sewing project for my grandson. And then in the evening, I will work on cross stitch. And so that's how I'm going to do this. So you may not see as much progress, but I'm trying to mix it up enough that you can see that. Now, I don't know, I know a lot of people are already talking about what they're going to do for December, and I'm still debating. I did Flossmas last year, and that was interesting. I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure that I'm going to do Flossmas. A lot of it will depend on what I get done in November. If I still feel that there are things that really need to be accomplished and I'm not going to want to pull out and do some Christmassy things, then I won't. I am thinking about doing Flossmas though, because I have 4 Christmas small Christmas designs that I would like to start and finish. There's one that maybe wouldn't be finished. So if I get enough of these projects done, if I get the page finishes, and you know, even if it looks like if I do Flossmas, I can still finish off Night Fairy, you know, work on that in the evening or something, then I'll still do it. I don't know if I'll do every day, every other day, weekly. Let me know what you think. I also, last year, I don't do advent boxes for myself. So what I did, instead of opening something every day that was mine, I told you about a horror type Christmas movie. I know not everyone's into horror, but I like it. I don't always like the drama and the seriousness. I like to have a little more variety in my movies. But this year I thought what I would do, even if I don't do Flossmas, I would do a daily or every other day post on the community tab where I share with you a free design that you may not be aware of, Christmas related, off the internet, that you can just, without having to put information in, you can just download it for free. And so that would be, if I do Flossmas, that would be what I would give to you this year as my Christmas gift to you. So tell me, would you like to see me do Flossmas, and how often, or do you really enjoy it? And I guess that would be it. That's everything. I've ranted about my fabric. I've showed you my plans for November, and I kind of let you know where I was going in my brain for December. So with that, I'm going to wish you a very good month. We, as you can tell by the clothes, we're having a resurgence of summer. So it's going to be in the mid-70s today. I'm heading out for a while after I finish this and enjoying the sunshine. I hope you do as well. And take care. Bye.